I just saw this beautiful bird glide as if in slow motion over a rooftop that I pass all the time. And in that moment, everything that I had been worrying about prior, I forgot about. I also realized that that corner that I pass by regularly suddenly looked very different to me. It had a energy and something that really felt attractive to me, whereas before I would just pass it by without even thinking about it. And the funny thing is that the bird was a seagull. I was going to say just a seagull, because we have tons of seagulls in Vancouver and they're always around me, always flying around, and even sometimes walking along the roadways. But the way that that seagull flew so effortlessly made me look at seagulls differently. Today, I want to talk to you about the power of presence and how dance actually taught me how to be present in the moment. And that has made all the difference in many aspects of my life. I was always in my head. I was always worrying. I was actually known as a deep thinker, but also a deep worrier. I would always be worrying about things that might happen or how something might pan out or not pan out, and also be fixated on the past, things that I wish I had done differently and things that I regret, and kind of imagining what things would look like if I hadn't done that, or if I had said this different thing. What I didn't realize is that while I was doing that, fixating on the past or worrying about the future, I was missing out on all the beautiful moments around me. And if you think about it, if you are missing out on opportunities and moments in your present time, in your present moment, right around you, you are actually setting yourself up for maybe not so attractive future, because what you do now affects what is going to happen. So here I was worrying about the future, but I was also really closing down my opportunities for the future because there were people walking by. There were birds and animals and flowers and trees. Like, Vancouver's so scenic, that were in my path. There were messages and signs, people saying things, or signs on billboards, or t-shirts that I was missing. And I didn't realize how impactful it would be for me to be in the here and now until I started dancing. In dance, you don't actually have a choice. I mean, you have to be present in order to be able to feel into your body, let go, allow where you are at to help you find the next movement, and show up in a way that looks fluid and effortless because you are actually in the present moment. Can you imagine if we were dancing with our heads in the past or with our worries in the future? We probably wouldn't move. We would be so stuck. We would literally be stuck in one place, because going forward would be scary. Thinking about the past would make us sad, and there would be no expression coming out of our bodies, because we would need to be in the present moment to feel what our bodies are calling for us, or if you're doing partner dance, what your partner is initiating for you in your body or movement, and what the music is calling you to do. And so, as much as I was so familiar with being in my head, dance was like, I'm not gonna let you do this. It just, it couldn't happen. Like, I, it was, I don't want to say forced, because it wasn't pressure, but I was kind of forced because of dance to really let go and feel into what is happening in this moment. When you're not, especially when it's not a choreography or something that's planned out, the key to feeling what up in partner dance, especially what is going to happen next, is to be in the moment. And it was scary for me at first, and I thought, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and I kept still trying to get into my head to figure things out. But the more I realized how much energy that was taking, not just from me, but also from my partners. Like, I even had someone say to me once, I might have said this in another video, but he actually said to me, I can feel you thinking while we're dancing. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like that's like the worst insult. Like, that's the worst thing to say to someone who wants to look like the effortless, fluid, flowing, graceful dancer. I can only imagine what I looked like from the outside. And I know, I don't have to imagine, I know what it felt like on the inside. It felt really resistant. It felt very difficult to express what was actually going on, like what I wanted to express from the music and how I wanted to respond to my partner. But the more I did it, the more I was really in the present moment and going with what I felt and letting go of whatever was happening in my mind, the more I realized that this is not the hard way of doing things. This is actually shouldn't be the scary way of doing things. It's the more natural way. Like, if you watch animals, I mean, if I had sat there and stared at that bird for a bit longer, or the dogs that are being walked around in my neighborhood, like, if any of you guys have pets, you know that they are great models for being present. They're just playing in the moment. If there's like a beam of sun, they want to lay in it. If there's some grass that they want to play in it, they go and play. And they're not thinking, oh my gosh, like, but what if I get dirty? How will I handle the rest of my evening? Or what about when the last time I did this, it kind of hurt me or set me back? Like, they're not thinking that. They're just going for it. And dance made me go for it. It made me let go of the past and the future and really sit into what is happening now. And the thing is that when you're in the present moment, so many possibilities open up for you. The things that you see that you wouldn't otherwise see, like for me, it was that gliding bird. That inspired this video for me, but it also made me realize, like, I want to be like that bird. I want to be able to just feel into the wind and, take my time. It really looked like it was in slow motion. And it actually put me in a state of slow motion and slowing myself down, in the sense of just be here now. Just be here and feel into all the amazing things around you. And that energy of being grateful for what is around you and being in the moment and feeling into your senses, like whatever you hear, whatever you're feeling. I was wearing a jacket and I could feel it kind of really making me cozy, and I was very grateful for that. And even the smell of the air, like the I was like, this is what it means to feel alive. And for me, I think being in the present moment made me feel what it's supposed to feel like to be alive. And so I want to say that dance makes me come alive. It makes me feel alive. And I'm going to leave it at that, I think, today, because I would just want to invite you to, the next time you are out, to just take in the moment. And the next time that you go dancing, to really appreciate how dance makes it so that you have no other choice but to be in the moment. And those moments open up incredible opportunities on the dance floor, because you see little spaces and little areas where you can add something, or you fully enjoy, you take pleasure in that dance because you feel into like what your partner is doing, or when the music made you do something that you didn't even expect you'd be doing that day or that night. And then taking that into your outside of dance life also opens up opportunities for you to live and feel more alive, and realize that I think like the purpose of us being here is to just be more present and take in those moments. So thank you all for listening. I will talk to you all very soon.